And we are live. What's up, everybody? This your boy Black Vegas, and we are doing our post Royal Rumble recap. Say what's up to Pete, who of course, is my partner in crime in this Sharpshootin podcast. Pete, say what's
Hey,
up to everybody.
what's going on, everybody? Glad to be back doing the Royal Rumble coverage.
All right, and say what's up to our guest, the Flying Modem.
What's going on? Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming here, because I think we need a third voice anyway for this one, because there's so much bullshit to talk about in this. This is gonna be a fun show. So, what we're gonna do is Pete's gonna go through the different matches, and we're gonna speak on them, and then we're gonna give you guys, our overall impressions of the whole Royal Rumble, and then what we expect to happen from here on out till WrestleMania at least. So, go ahead with the first match, Pete.
All right, so we're definitely gonna have to start with the dark match, just because this match to be perfectly honest, I didn't even watch it. I just waited until the Royal Rumble started. They showed highlights, but I know Mike, you caught it, so you could fill the people in.
To be honest, nobody needed to really watch it because it was a stupid matchup to begin with. The New Day versus Cesaro and Kidd. Basically, WWE trying to get everybody over, especially the New Day, and it didn't work out that well because the Philly crowd, they are a very smart wrestling crowd, and you saw that all during the entire show. And the dark match kind of set a precedent as to where they were going to go with it. If they did not like it, if they didn't fuck with it, they were going to let WWE know, and they did it in this match. New Day came out, and they did their whole thing, trying to get the crowd into it. A couple of people got into it, but for the most part, the crowd was dead. Match starts, and they're going back and forth, and you get the New Day getting their, spots in, and the crowd is just, booing their asses off. And, again, shout out to the Philly crowd, because y'all are smart as fuck. You know how the New Day always does that, slapping the mat thing to a rhythm?
Yeah.
When they started doing that, the crowd just started going, New Day sucks. New Day sucks. They booed the hell out of them. When the New Day would pull off something cool, they booed their asses off. But when the villains, Cesaro and Kidd, did something, they cheered their asses off. They let WWE know this is a bullshit gimmick. You need to stop it, and we're not going to stand for it. They gave, Biggie and Kofi Kingston hell. And when Cesaro and them won, they cheered their asses off. They were glad to see the New Day get, buried. They were fucking happy with that. And that shows you, they're the example of what people want. If they don't want it, they let you know it. And I'm glad they did that because all night we got shit that we didn't really want, in my opinion. But let's move on to the next match because we're just going to roll through the examples of the shit that we really didn't want to see.
The New Day are just frustrating now. But actually, just quickly, I saw the end of that match on the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Tyson Kidd got the pin. I was ecstatic.
Yeah.
Just a quick question. What is was New Day supposed to be the new tag team of Black superstars or something?
Yeah, pretty much they just threw
Was there any hip hop into it, or was there
gospel? They come out to gospel music.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, they come out dancing to gospel music. So.
Why? What made
and
them?
They all wear matching costumes and shit. I have no idea. The funny thing is, and me and Pete talked about this before, but you know what they were intended to be? They were supposed to be the new Nation of Domination.
Yeah.
And
I
then
remember that podcast. I watched that one.
Right, and then the whole Ferguson thing went off. And it's kind of sad because I would have preferred them as the new Nation of Domination because they would have been a little more appealing instead of just being, I hate to say it this way, yeah. Let's just say ass because I'm about to go on a rant about that, and it's bad. It's all I have to say is they're a very stereotypical lame stable that they need to either break apart or change their gimmick.
But yeah,
One in all their careers, in my opinion.
we'll definitely move to the next match because this is how the actual pay-per-view itself, the Royal Rumble, started, and it opened with the Ascension versus the New Age Outlaws. I didn't think this was going to be the first match. I was actually quite surprised that it was. And overall, the match, I thought it was actually pretty good. I actually enjoyed this match because the New Age Outlaws can still wrestle, which is good. Thank God they're not one of those really old tag teams that come back and they just can't wrestle at all. It's good that...
Yeah, at least they looked like they were in shape and knew what they were doing.
I mean, they're more than us in shape. They doing some stuff other people their age can do.
Yeah, definitely.
And they didn't even miss a step or like stumble or anything. They was like on point. So I give it up to them for that.
And as always, the Ascension looked good. Finally, this is a tag team I'm actually...
I don't think they looked that good though. I honestly think that they kind of buried them in a way because they let the Outlaws get a lot of like high moments in that match to me.
But they couldn't crush them. Like I know earlier,
that's what they kind of need. They need somebody who you like. Oh shit, you know what I mean? Because tag team division sucks.
The tag team division right now is pretty much
it would have made. I felt like it would have made the crowd get a little more into it if they just dominated that whole match and did a lot of real strong, powerful things. I mean, I like the Outlaws, but they're not relevant to the tag team division like that anymore. In
a sense, I agree, but in another sense, not so much because I feel like my problem with this match was it going in. I wanted it to be just like it was. It was a great match. There was wrestling. There was doing the counters and all this other thing. It was towards the end and hearing how it was set up. Basically, this is set up basically about them, quote unquote, talking smack to the older generation of tag teams. And so New Age Outlaws kind of like the guys like step up. We're going to represent for our era. And then they wrestled. So if the New Age Outlaws can wrestle like this and they're not really missing a step, why are these... what are they, 6-time tag team champions of the world and whatever, as they say, and they still getting beat by the same, they didn't see the tag. Oh my God, hit, tag, pin, 1, 2, 3, everybody, okay, cool, and then they just bounce, and it's like, I wanted the Ascension to lose. I'm not really feeling their entrance. I'm not really feeling them, but as far as their wrestling skill, it was cool. I enjoyed the match, but it was just like, if they was going to win, I wanted it to be in hard-fought battle, like proving themselves, like, we here to stay, we wasn't really trying to smack talk, but, blah, blah, blah. They didn't have to do the same old, you didn't see the tag, then you get hit, and 1, 2, 3. Like, that's been done
and that's what I felt.
times.
I just really felt like they were there to get, beat up a little bit, and then... somehow hit their move and win. I just didn't feel like they put them over. I think if anything, they kind of buried them because you kind of want to see the New Age Outlaws a little bit more than you want to see them now, in my opinion.
I think it's kind of like a neutral thing for me. They didn't necessarily make or break them for me. It was just kind of like, not impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least we can all agree this didn't do anything for them.
Yeah, this is definitely
I don't know, but it feels like regardless of this, after this, they're going for the tag team titles anyway. Like, that's just the next move. So, in a sense, it did something, but the tag team division itself is just shocking at the moment. So, I mean, this match it wasn't really going to be anything of importance. I guess they just showed the New Age Outlaws. They got a pretty good pop when they came out. The whole crowd was behind them.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess to keep the fans satisfied, the match went for what? I think it wasn't even that long, to be honest. I blinked and it was...
It wasn't that long. But
it only lasted like maybe a minute and a half. But I mean, that's what makes me feel like they're still relevant in a sense because they still rock the crowd. They didn't come out and get booed at all.
Yeah,
then, but they left and everything was everything.
Yeah, no. The reason I say I don't think they matter is because I don't think that WWE has any intentions of using them like more than just to do these spot matches like they have done.
Yeah.
So it kind of doesn't like do much for the tag team division. Like the belt, the belts don't matter as it is right now.
Yeah.
And to make them matter, you need a bunch of tag teams that are going to contend for it and compete. And I just don't feel like New Age Outlaws are one of those teams because now they're going to go back to the development center and they're going to train people like they've been doing. So.
Yeah. No, but that's understandable. But I guess overall, the only thing we can take from this match is the Ascension's still undefeated in the WWE, and they just keep moving.
Oh, that's another problem. They be giving these new people wins at pay-per-views that they shouldn't even be getting. Like Fandango winning at WrestleMania last year. I mean,
that's Chris Jericho.
Horrible, horrible ideas. Like these new booties should not be winning at pay-per-views over people with years of experience, not been in the game a year longer than them or a couple of years. Like New Age Outlaws have years of experience. They should not have lost this match, especially.
Well, no, they needed to if they wanted to get attention. See, the problem with WWE right now is that that's pretty much the only way someone young could get attention because they keep these older people around and keep them in a high place for so long. So if you're going to jump up, you got to jump over one of them. It does you no good to lose to Chris Jericho, to, whoever. They thought, New Age Outlaws because nobody's going to pay attention if, they're just going to keep, following the older people. So they got to find a new way to get people over. Yeah.
I totally agree with you, Mike. I totally agree with you this is a way to keep them, to gain attention for them. Totally agree. But I do not agree with, as you said, they need a new way to do this. If it doesn't make sense for them to lose to Chris Jericho, because Chris Jericho, in Fandango case, isn't going to gain anything from beating Fandango, and Outlaws ain't going to gain anything from beating Ascension. Their legacy, whatever's already cemented. I completely understand that. But at the same time, if it's not going to gain anything for them, they shouldn't be at the pay-per-view. This should have been spare of the moment Raw matches. Oh, you've been talking smack, so let's have a match tonight, and blah, 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 and then that had been a match. And then,
I think that if they want these younger people to really get over, establish them in your main shows, and then in the pay-per-views, once they start to build in the main shows, have them go against each other and put on good matches. Because
I think
Jericho in WrestleMania isn't necessary anymore. He's been the main guy in WrestleMania before, so why not give Fandango someone else that's just relevant at the time? I don't know. It's weird. It's a very their execution is just horrible.
In a sense, if the New Age Outlaws beat the Ascension, that just would have screwed up the whole cycle, I reckon, because the Ascension were just building. They had to win at a pay-per-view, and I guess what better way to beat a team that's they had the titles last year, so I guess it puts them in a good standing. Overall, the match wasn't anything special, but I think it helps the tag team division having the Ascension win this because now they're going to be pushing for the titles. Because I can't see the Miz and Mizdow versus the Usos. If I have to see that one more week, I'm done. I'm just done with the WWE.
I mean, but the only reason why they're even getting this push out of pay-per-view is because they're desperate and they don't have anybody else. And they need this, as Mike and everyone here is saying. They needed this, basically. But the fact that they needed this is a problem. This shouldn't have happened.
It's a very big problem.
This should not have happened at a pay-per-view.
It's true. It could, like you said, Raw would have been good as well, just having them appear on Raw and then just fight it out there.
Yeah, this should have been
WWE would never do that. No, not SmackDown.
No, I mean, even SmackDown. I mean, at this point, no one really cares about Raw either. Everybody's enjoying NXT more than the actual main show.
I totally agree.
I jumped on that bandwagon myself.
But it's just my point, man. I'd have rather it been on SmackDown than at a pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? It's just this is, and it isn't one of their throwaway pay-per-views like New Year's Resolution or No Mercy or something. This is the Royal Rumble. This is
that's too what I had a problem with this match too, is that the whole way it was set up was lame to me. It's just like you talk shit about old guys. They beat you up, so we're gonna wrestle at the second biggest pay-per-view on the well, maybe second or third. I don't know where you put SummerSlam, but
I would
Royal
put
Rumble is
SummerSlam
probably
as a
one of the
tie.
top three.
Yeah, definitely one of the top three.
And you're gonna take like a skit from Raw and turn that into
a match.
a Royal Rumble matchup.
I think that leads back. I think that leads back to what we were saying last week. How it felt like there were no matches at all, and then out of nowhere, suddenly there's the matches on the Royal Rumble card were full within a week. Like They had nothing going. They just had the triple threat in the Royal Rumble, and within a week they came out with 3 matches that didn't even mean anything really on the card.
To set this up. And like I was saying, last minute, I mean, that shouldn't have happened. And it kind of I felt like if they didn't have a match, they should have just cut it loose. Like, just made the other matches longer and just have them 5 matches or however many matches it would have been. This match between the Outlaws and Ascension shouldn't have happened. At least not on this pay-per-view.
But we'll leave that match at that. And now this match it didn't get any better after that match because it went straight to the Usos versus Miz and Mizdow. And I think everyone is sick of seeing them verse. But overall, the match had the best possible outcome because now it should mean that their feud is over. It should mean. I'm hoping. And the way they pushed it come later in the Rumble, which we'll talk about, it seems like the Miz and Mizdow should break up. Should.
I thought they were going to break up after that match.
I was hoping. That's what I said in the
That would
last
have been
podcast.
perfect. That would have been awesome.
But I think that's where they're heading towards. I mean, it doesn't make sense for them to go anywhere.
By the way, I forgot I put this live. Hello to everybody in the... I totally forgot. I got so excited I just clicked the button. But what's up to everybody who's there? Appreciate you watching. Go ahead.
What I was going to say, the match wasn't as... How long did that match go for, really? Because, again, that match didn't feel like an awful long time.
I mean, I guess these first matches, when I think about them, they all went maybe 10 to 15 minutes each. So they kind of did feel that first hours, of stuff. They actually did cover at least up until 9 o'clock. And then you got to the good stuff, because I think the main event match, the title match, was like 30 minutes or so. Because I just remember the Royal Rumble beginning somewhere between 9:30 and 9:45 my time. So.
Yeah, that's fair enough. What about you, Modem? Do you like the Usos, or do you like Miz and Mizdow?
I love the Usos, man. I think they're the best tag team from a few years ago. That because of their work and their personalities and everything, they've been able to stay somewhat relevant. But because the tag team division is such in shambles, it's not hard for them to be like, well, they're pretty much the best we got. So there you go.
Yeah.
But, besides that, man, I feel like that the Usos, being The Rock's cousins and everything, they definitely get more of a push than any of these other tag teams have gotten.
Yeah.
But they also need, just some other great tag teams to fight against and feud against. But like I said, it's in shambles. So it's really not hard for them to be and they're not big.
I think, last year was just the Usos versus Goldust and Stardust.
Yeah.
And now it's the Miz and Miz. It's like, you got to find at least give me 3 other good tag teams. So I can at least rotate every 3 months,
And then it's people are holding tag teams or just holding titles for so long, and their reign isn't meaning anything because it's like, well, there ain't no competition. Of course, you're gonna have it that long. They need more competition. It's plain and simple.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think the belts not meaning anything is affecting because even in this match, I did not care who won. I just wanted the match to end. That was as simple as it went. I had no interest in watching the match. I'm pretty sure half this match I was looking at parts and then I was on my phone for other bits, and it was just I don't know, just their matches just aren't entertaining anymore. And The Miz needs to go. I think his time in the WWE is up. He can't wrestle anymore.
No,
And Mizdow needs to go on his own. Damien Sandow's he's pretty good on the mic. I enjoy him on the mic, and he's good in ring. So they need to break that up ASAP if they're going to get anything out of Damien Sandow. This is like a leech on his career.
Oh man, and they did something that really pissed me off near the end, but I'll talk about that.
We'll hold that out. We'll go to the next match, which was the Divas match, and that's the Bellas versus Natalya and Paige. This was probably the longest match. Like I felt like while sitting there, it just felt eternal. It felt eternal.
That was their opportunity for all of us to get up, go to the bathroom, grab some snacks, get a drink. You know, if you had to like answer some email, you know, check
Enjoy
your
the
phone.
scenery.
I honestly sat and I was like literally like this during that whole thing, and I would like glance at the TV and like and then I would like look. I would like respond to people. I had a conversation on the computer with someone talking about the Super Bowl. There was nothing about that match that I wanted to see. Like I look over, I see a move, like that was cute, and just it's like.
Yo, how many people do you think actually did that though? Because I'm one of those people. I seen the match and it's like, okay, man, this is the perfect time to go get something to eat. I went and got me some pizza, something to drink. And I was downstairs for a good like 5 minutes. Came back up, match was over. I was like, oh, won't be able to talk much about this.
It's bad too because like on their own, Natalya and Paige are actually pretty entertaining divas when they wrestle. So to have them in a tag team, which I think. As a tag team, if Davis were to have a tag team division, that'd be a pretty cool tag team. But this match, I can't understand it.
Who wants to keep seeing the Bellas wrestle, especially Nikki? No,
Nikki's the champion.
You know, I don't care. Let her do the Brock Lesnar thing and just disappear.
You know, I heard somewhere. I don't know where I read it. I read it somewhere that the Bellas are back to being like sisters and stuff, just so the ratings of Total Divas doesn't drop. Like when they had the heel turn, it was like affecting the script writing, so they just like completely changed it and bringing the Bellas back together. That's why that feud just ended so quickly, and I'm like, that's stupid. Like you can already tell these matches are just like it's either waiting for AJ to come back or they're out of ideas completely.
Yeah, I think they're just totally out of.
I mean, but every division they have is just completely in shambles at this moment, and we need people or women like Lita to come back. Not to come back, but we need a Lita to.
Yeah, right,
arrive.
exactly.
Or man, what was that woman's name? Not Tori, but she.
Trish Stratus.
Yes, Trish Stratus. We need the Trish Stratus to show up. We need people. We need women who can actually wrestle, like the homegirl y'all was talking about on NXT. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Charlotte.
Yes, Charlotte.
We need them
can be brought out
on there. Like to me, I don't know about anybody else. Speaking plainly for myself, I'm not attracted to Paige. I don't think she's attractive in a WWE. Super diva, whatever you want to call her, or whatever. She looks like some 14-year-old girl who just grew up too fast and has daddy issues, and she wears a lot of makeup, and she just did not get no sunlight, and she's just out there doing this, like, what she thinks is cute, and it's like, why are you here? She's wrestling?
See, the problem, though, is that
she's a good wrestler,
used to wrestle. When she was in NXT, she used to wrestle.
See, yeah, but WWE destroying her character then, because like now it's just like, what are you doing? Why are you here?
I just want to say that the thing with this is everything with the Divas is in a complete shambles simply because everything they do in the ring always has to make some sense to their Total Diva storyline. So it's like they're scripting it. So like Paige doing all this sex stuff, that's what they're talking about in Total Divas. So it has to follow a storyline. So it's basically a storyline within a storyline, which is retarded because it's not working. The Divas need to just do their own things. Like the Total Divas show, it just doesn't work. It doesn't fit in with the whole the actual WWE. For them to like try and make it look like all this was happening while you didn't even notice because you were watching Raw, and then a few months later, Total Divas gets up to that bit. It's like, oh, while they were doing this at that time, it was actually for Total Divas. We all know it's for Total Divas now. So it's just stupid. Overall, it's just...
It really is. Because it's not working. Total Divas should be about divas who aren't wrestling or, you know, just be its own thing, whether ratings drop or not. Because at this point, I honestly don't care. I don't care about Paige Sex Life. I don't care about Nikki or whatever the other one name is. I can't remember at the moment. What they doing, anything. Like, when it's Raw, when it's Royal Rumble, I want to see them wrestle. I want to see them be women and wrestle because that's an actual thing, like when Lita did it, or Trish Stratus, and so on and so forth. But when they're doing all this, it's like a joke. It's like, who can...
Yeah, it's a serious joke.
It's not even a serious joke. It's like a horrible joke. It's like a joke someone tells you over and over again, and it's not getting any funnier than the first time. It wasn't funny the first time, and now it's even worse. And now you're annoyed, like, why is this here?
Yeah.
I think right now, literally the only reason AJ is a great wrestler, but the fact that she refused to go on Total Divas made her storyline a bit more impressive.
Yeah, because she took herself serious. And she's one of the few people who take themselves serious, you know. I don't know.
What if she declined because of what was going on with CM Punk and what was going on with her?
Well, yeah, now they're trying. The rumor is that the reason she's not there as well is because she decided to go with him while he went and did his like promo for UFC and the other stuff that he did, and so they kind of pissed at her for doing that. And it's like, you're pissed at her for choosing her husband. You know, I know you're mad at him for leaving and talking shit about you, but be professional. You don't have to do that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, she has that right. But so I don't know when she's gonna come back. Hopefully it's soon. Yeah, I mean, and she honestly doesn't need it. She can go other places.
The Divas division
other places that will actually appreciate women wrestlers better. You know, like she can go to TNA. You know, it's not like she needs the money. If she likes wrestling, go to TNA. They actually wrestle.
But
the knockout.
I've heard she likes the WWE as it stands. Like, she likes being there. So I don't think personally she'll go anywhere. I feel, but it is the WWE needs her more than she needs them.
Yeah,
WWE needs a lot of people more than the people need them right at this moment. And that's why we're seeing so many old people get booked and so many matches that just do not make sense.
But this match itself, again, it's another... The first 3 matches of the Royal Rumble were just matches where the results we didn't really care for.
Yeah.
Like, that Divas match could have gone any which way. It didn't really matter, but none of us would have cared or changed our opinion on the overall match. So, again, it's just... What can you say about it? The first match that meant anything was the match after that, and that was the triple threat, which I thought was going to be the main event. I was actually surprised that it was like...
Wasn't it the last
and honestly, it should have been, because it would have saved the goddamn
Royal Rumble.
It would have saved the whole pay-per-view.
We'll wait for that. We'll get our opinions there when we get there. We'll do the triple threat first, which was... It was good. Like, I was actually pretty happy, but it was like up and down. Like the whole thing at the end where Brock Lesnar was like he was going to get stretched out. I thought that was kind of retarded, just because he laid there for so long and there were so many Like, I've never seen someone kick out of so many finishes. Like, every 10 seconds there was a finisher, and then they're just rolling the pins. It's like, okay, Cena uses 1 FU, he can't get a single pin. Cena uses 3 FUs, nothing.
You see, the problem with Brock Lesnar's character is how, like, I feel like they feel like we got, like, flash memory. Like, we're going to forget this the next day. We're not going to remember that Brock was just throwing off pins. I mean, not pins, but, you know, special moves and FUs or whatever. Like, they wasn't phasing him. He's just this unstoppable monster. but John Cena has beat Brock Lesnar before. CM Punk beat Brock Lesnar. Triple H has beaten Brock Lesnar. So you're telling me two people, and not just two scrawny guys or two guys that don't mean shit. Cena, your top guy, and the guy who's in line to hold the title with his little Money in the Bank briefcase, no disqualifications, no count on, can't take down Brock Lesnar?
Hey,
doesn't really make sense.
Out now, I guess. I don't know.
They didn't really. I was kind of disappointed right at the end too that Rollins was the one that got pinned, because if Cena was the one that got pinned, at least you'd kind of have a door open in the sense that Seth Rollins might try and cash in.
Yeah.
Knowing that he was the one that got his ass killed. If some of the moves that Brock Lesnar did look like it actually killed them. Like I remember.
Oh no, make no mistake. When Brock hits you with the move, pray, because he's not gonna be gentle with that shit.
Yeah,
he's not.
Because he's supposed to be the beast incarnate. Yeah. It's supposed to be vicious, and it should have been vicious. But let's not take anything away from Cena. It's not like Cena is Rollins' size at all. Cena can put up a damn fight, and when Lesnar took the title from Cena, which I believe Lesnar took the title from Cena, he just manhandled Cena. Like, come on,
that was
man.
A shit match too. That was a really bad match. I'm pretty sure that was the one where it was just like German suplex after German suplex.
Exactly. At least when like Sheamus beat Daniel Bryan for the title in under 18 seconds or whatever, it made sense because Daniel Bryan was being an idiot, turned around, got smacked in the face by this powerhouse, knocked out. It makes sense. This does not make sense.
Can I say
the biggest thing? Really go with it though. I honestly do. Unfortunately, it's not going to be that appealing, but I get to that later. But I know where they're going with it. Trust me.
I just want to quickly say the thing that's annoying me the most about this whole Brock Lesnar win. Like I in our predictions video, I did say Brock Lesnar would win and that Rollins wouldn't cash in. But the thing that annoys me most is the fact that they're talking about Lesnar going to WrestleMania, as in like no one's saying anything about him defending the title at Over the Limit or taking that into consideration. Yeah. It's just straight on to WrestleMania. So you can almost guarantee that.
So he's
Fastlane. I said Over the Limit.
Yeah, they always change.
Why do they always change
the February one? I don't get it.
Why did they change it? It was Elimination Chamber. How good does the Elimination Chamber sound if you have like John Cena, Rollins, Lesnar, Reigns? You could throw so many superstars in there that would make it interesting.
They always change the February one. I feel like it's never the same year in, year out.
But you can almost guarantee Brock's not going to be there. Like, by the way it sounds, if he's going to be defending at Mania.
Like what I was telling you earlier, and you agreed, Brock retaining his title doesn't create any new problems, but it doesn't solve any either. Now that he's retained his title, are we going to see him more often, or is he just going to be gone again?
Yeah.
We're going to see him on cameo.
But see, the thing is, he kind of had to, because unless you were going to give it to Rollins, it doesn't help to have it with Cena either. I mean, I guess it does in a way because Cena will show up at least.
Cena's always there. It would have been better for either.
He's always there, but it would have just been one more thing that would have annoyed everyone. So I guess ultimately, I mean, I like that Brock has it only because of what it potentially could have set up, but he definitely doesn't do anything for the belt because, like you said, he doesn't show up. So his not showing up makes that title almost meaningless.
It is.
If it wasn't for the fact that they talk about it more than they talk about anything else, it would have no place in the WWE at all.
Like, I wanted Cena to win, and then I wanted Rollins to cash in on Cena. Like, we somehow forget that Seth Rollins was a part of this match. And then Brock Lesnar and Cena are just beating each other up. Not Brock Lesnar manhandling Cena, and then Cena gets some willpower and just does one move, pins Lesnar. I didn't want that to happen, but I wanted it to be like, they're just slapping each other in the face, and they're like,
yeah, me and
kicking
people
in
kind of
and
saying that we kind of wanted Rollins to be able to cash in. I think
Right?
that would have been.
They had to tease it at least tease it. He didn't have to cash in and win. He could have just teased it, because I feel like the briefcase now is just like an accessory that he wears, he takes to each ring.
Yeah.
Like, it means nothing. You never think he's going to cash it in. And now knowing that, you probably won't see him attempt to cash it in until WrestleMania. But it could be interesting there. But we'll talk about that more after the Royal Rumble talk.
They missed their opportunity.
Yeah.
Just like I was telling Mike,
They missed a lot of opportunities.
there's only 3 main stages you should be able to cash in your Money in the Bank briefcase. That's SummerSlam, WrestleMania, and Royal Rumble. They missed their chance to eliminate so many problems. If they took the title from Lesnar, Lesnar does not have to show up. Whenever he does show up, it'd be great. Oh, Lesnar, great. If Cena doesn't have the title, no one's annoyed that Cena has the title for the 16th time. Rollins no longer has the briefcase, but has the title. New storylines can come up from this. He can go renew a feud with the Shield members, or somebody else.
Yeah.
Sheamus could come back. Hey, fella, I'm about to whoop your ass for the title. Like, anything could have
Bring
been.
Sheamus back, please.
The thing with that, though, is
Congratulations.
if Cena won, it would upset the crowd even more, because now he's tied the record with Ric Flair. Plus, he'd have his rematch, because once you win the title, you'd have a rematch. Knowing him, he'd probably win, get the title, and then be the guy that's held the title the most amount of times is 17. That's the way WWE have to keep him away from the belt. That's why he needs to do something.
They're going to give him 2 more. He's going to get 2 more. Before Cena's career is over, he's going to break Ric Flair's record. I already know that. I just think that right now they're trying to keep him away from the belt as an appeasement to people, because they know people don't really want. I really think that Vince's idea is that I keep Cena happy and relevant by having him in the mix in the big event, but I keep him away from the title, and that keeps everybody off my back and happy. That's the bone that he's throwing everybody. It's like, you don't want John Cena to be champ, fine, he's not going to be champ. But he sells the company, so I got to put him in the mix.
He's not giving them any of that merch money. None of that merchandise money. He's taking the whole lot.
Exactly.
So, you know what? You know what I would like to see? Because I used to be a big Cena fan. I'm still a Cena fan, but not a big Cena fan.
That's the same as me.
After seeing him, I love his character. He's the good guy. He never quits, never gives up, so on and so forth. He's never tapped out, so on and so forth. This is a guy anybody with, who can know a good hero when they see one can get behind. But after winning for so long, I would love to see them, strip Cena of everything, of all privileges, whatever, and, just start him out at the bottom, right? And, you're kind of like Odin does, or strip him of his powers, you're now meaningless, and you gotta earn this stuff back. Do the Cena and kind of get him to win the crowd over again. But even
I don't think he can.
I think he can, just because no matter how much you hate a guy, let's say Pete, you hate Mike. He's a goody two shoes and he never does anything wrong or whatever. And as soon as something unjustly happens to Mike, and you're just like, damn, that was fucked up. Mike didn't deserve that. I don't care how much, whatever. You start to be sympathetic, man, come on, man, don't do that to Mike. And then Mike is struggling. He's fighting. He's like, man, give me my stuff back. He's earning this, and he's earning. Now you're like, oh man, I'm starting to respect Mike. This is a man. Yeah, come on, Mike, do it, Mike, do it. And then he gets his stuff back. And you're like, yes,
but
he got it.
He's making a very good point, because Cena, his position, he's built this whole aura about him. It's okay to be the hero. Having a hero around is always a good part of the story. It's the main, part of the story. You have a villain, you have a hero. Good wins over evil. Fine. The problem with Cena is that he damn near never loses, and if he loses, he's always going to be back to win sooner than later. He never really has a struggle. and he's right. Moto's right. He needs a struggle because he really doesn't have one. He defies all odds, as quickly as possible.
Which is also the problem too.
He is honestly, and I know I'll piss a lot of people off, especially my boy Amin when I say this, but to me, he's Superman, and it's one of the reasons why I don't like Superman, because at the end of the day, Superman's always going to do the right thing. He's always going to overcome. He's never really going to struggle. He's always going to come out on top, and that's
not supposed to because he's Superman.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
It
doesn't make you compelling. You know what I mean? It doesn't make you compelling because it's like, well, I know you're going to get it. So,
but see, that's what I'm saying. If they strip him of it, it'd be a whole different story.
How do you do that? How would you say you strip John Cena of everything? Like knowing that the WWE know where.
First off, it has to be someone of power. It can't be Triple H because, in a sense, Cena's star power can battle Triple H, right? So it has to be like Vince, and it has to be Vince in a wrong state of mind, kind of like, okay, John Cena, throw Stephanie McMahon off a building or something, or like down the steps or something, and Vince is like pissed off, and he's like, you're blah blah blah, and this, and Cena's like, I'm sorry I did this, whatever, but we all know my contract, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, fine, we can't fire you. You start from the bottom, blah, 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 blah. And then, he gets shit matches after shit matches or whatever on these really fucked up stipulations, and he just losing, and no one likes to see, unless you're completely heartless, no one likes to see someone get kicked when they're down. And as long as Vince, whoever else, keeps kicking him while he's down, everybody's going to start to love him. They're going to start to just change. They're going to be like, oh my God, he doesn't deserve this, blah, blah, blah. They're going to be, merchandise will probably go through the fucking roof, and all the little kids will be crying, and then the little parents will be like, it's okay, don't worry about it, he's going to get up, and the kids will be shouting at the TV, come on, Cena, get up, Cena, and all that. It's going to be fucking great. And then he's going to rise to power and just like, I'm tired of this shit, start smacking people up, and then he's going to get it all back, and everybody's like, Cena, just like they were, 7-8 years ago? That's just what's going to happen. That's all they need to do.
That would be awesome, like seeing Cena overcome all the struggles. But I think in the WWE, the way it's going, Cena isn't going any lower than like right now. He would consider himself low in the sense that he's not the title. So I think he's just going to hover around that mid-mark. He's going to hover around the mark for a bit. He'll be out of the title. I guarantee you, he'll be out of the title picture until after WrestleMania. That's almost guaranteed. They'll push him off somewhere else, do something else. But he won't be in the title frame come WrestleMania.
See, if they haven't seen at the top spot, right? It's kind of like they have all this talent, but only certain guys get pushed. With Cena being one of those guys that get pushed, even if he doesn't have a title, people are just annoyed that he's even a part of the match. Like, Cena again? He's doing this again? They're just annoyed by this. And no one wants to. He has fans who want him there, so they just can't send him away. The only logical thing is to make him start from the bottom, create this whole story or whatever. He can even be the guy that takes down authority in a sense of, not what they just did with the authority is the only one who can blah, 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 bring him back and all that crap. Like, really take them down. In the sense, like, you've been putting me through this and whatever, and I've overcome all of this, and now, just a power switch and everything, and or even have like Cena set up, like someone, find Stephanie McMahon beat up, and her office is all crapped or whatever, and John Cena's the happen to one to walk in, and then everybody else walk in, like, what are you doing, and blah, blah, blah. Just set him the hell up, and he's on a hunt to prove his innocence and who actually did it and whatever, then he got to do this. Like, there's so many things they can do to diminish his character, make him go through hell, make him struggle, and then build him right back up.
I would have loved it if he would at least not necessarily went and became a heel, but at least started to do like some dirty stuff. to kind of like make people question. You know what I mean?
But see, that the thing about Cena is he was dirty at first. If you remember, back
he
when
was
he
hideous
first started,
at first too.
when he first started, he had the little chain. He would wrap the chain around his fist and smack people with it and all that. He was a dirty player, but people still liked him. He was like Stone Cold almost. Like
Yeah, and see, I'm okay with that because it makes me know that at least you know, he just has this too squeaky clean. I'm always gonna overcome because I, eat my Wheaties and do what I'm supposed to do.
You know who would have been a great grouping for John Cena? Speaking about this, Bray Wyatt. Him joining Bray Wyatt, and actually, like, him joining Bray Wyatt makes sense. Like, not like what they try to do, like, oh, he puts fear in me and blah, blah, blah. Like, you ain't been afraid of shit your whole damn career. Now you're afraid?
Right,
like,
now, exactly.
If he just, kind of like a Joker Batman thing. Like, the Joker be talking, like, this real logical thing and making Batman think, like, maybe I shouldn't be saving these people or whatever. And if he just got in Cena's head and turned them, like, half heel, like, I'm not having nobody, I'm not doing this, fuck this company, fuck these fans, whatever, then that would make sense. That would have been, like, the perfect pairing to make him heel. Not just all of a sudden he's heel.
He buried that. He destroyed that in the last Rumble. He just took Bray Wyatt.
But
And
that was
Bray
WWE being an idiot, man. Like,
Bray Wyatt,
so
every match he's in, every feud he's in, the WWE is an idiot because he always walks out the loser. And lucky for him, his character stays strong within the fans. Otherwise, Bray Wyatt would be gone by now. He's very lucky.
Yeah, I agree because they just give him no room to flourish. It's like what they give him little like bits, like with the Royal Rumble. They gave him like he stayed in the longest type of thing. They had his little moment where he
gives him
was, like,
something
by
to
himself.
talk about.
Yeah, but ultimately they don't give him anything of weight.
They throw him a bone.
Yeah,
Man.
exactly.
Y'all want to move into the Royal Rumble?
Just quickly, I just want to say, out of this match, because we talked about the John Cena, the Brock Lesnar side, but overall, do you think this match did anything for Seth Rollins? Because going into the match, I was pumped to see all three of them fight, but coming out of the match and having watched it, it's back to where me and you, Mike, where we started when we talked about the Rumble. Like, why was he there? Why is he in this? That's how I feel right now after the match. Like, why was he in the match?
Yeah, like they gave him some really good, cool moments. You saw glimpses of the things that he really can do for a change, because I think they've always kept him contained to a certain way of style, and he kind of was let loose a little bit in this matchup. That being said, as long as he remains the character that he is, it's not going to ultimately do anything for him, in my opinion. I just think, like I was saying this to a friend on Twitter, what we saw him is a glimpse of what we could expect once he finally turns face, because I think it's pretty much, something that's going to happen. It may not happen this year, but he's eventually going to become a face and kind of gets that Jeff Hardy type push, because that dude's too good in the ring. He could do too much stuff. He's a guy who could sell matches, and I think he could sell them better if he was a face.
You know what?
The problem is they need heels, and he's good as a heel right now.
You know what? Do y'all remember Drew McIntyre?
Yeah.
Yep.
Y'all remember
the hand-chosen one?
Yeah, right. Remember when he got that whole thing that he was Vince's boy and he couldn't be touched and blah, blah, blah? That's what's going on with Rollins right now. And I feel like this is kind of like the three main attractions are the three most important people at the moment, excluding John Cena, because anybody could have been in John Cena's place. It could have been Randy Orton. It could have been, Daniel Bryan or whatever. But, it was kind of a meeting of the powers to see who clash and who's ready to, pass the title and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a stalemate. I don't feel like this pushed anybody. I don't feel like this took anything away from anybody. Nothing really happened. This kind of just was like the you know, the immovable object meets the unstoppable force, and nothing happens. They just surrender to each other.
I think more importantly, knowing this is Royal Rumble, you need a title match, and because Brock has that like sweet contract, of course he's going to want to show up at the biggest events. So it just worked out perfectly.
I think we're safe to jump into the Royal Rumble now because the triple threat, there's not much you can really add on top of that from the fact that Brock Lesnar did what I think everyone expected him to do, which was win. And it's disappointing that nothing was teased with the Money in the Bank.
I actually didn't expect him to win though.
Royal Rumble wise, what did you guys think? Were you guys happy with how it went, or? Because I'm seeing comments in the comment section saying this was the worst Rumble ever. Jesus.
I can't think of anything that went as bad. I mean, there were some funny parts. I do. Yeah. I mean, I can't lie. I was happy to see Bubba Ray. You know, only because and you did call that. But I was happy to see him only because I was a huge, Dudley Boys fan. I loved the Dudley Boys back in the day. And I just liked the fact that he came out in his, old attire and that they actually let him throw a couple of people out. 'Cause I was surprised that he's never been in the Royal Rumble. That shocked me when they said this was his first Royal Rumble. Like, all the stuff that the Dudley Boys did, like, we talked about how horrible the tag team division is now. When he was in there, when Edge and Christian was in there, when the Hardy Boys was in there, all of those people, I mean, Brothers of Destruction, all that, he was a part of the greatest, like, one of the greatest tag team eras ever. He did so much for those titles and, helped establish matches like TLC. There'd be no TLC if it wasn't for the Dudleys, Edge and Christian, and the Hardy Boys. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Pay-per-view was created by him and those other teams. So it was nice to see him because I was such a big fan. It was nice to see him get, that burn. I was glad to see DDP, and I liked how they let DDP do the diamond cutter.
Yeah, I was. People. He looked aged as hell. The fact that he was able to hit those moves on all those superstars was a bit annoying.
No, I mean, it's just that, again, this is my fanhood speaking. He had no place, but they always put people who have no place, and that's part of the Royal Rumble.
But this
I was just glad that there were people who could actually kind of move and do something, as opposed to what they normally do.
Yeah.
Like, you see the Iron Sheik come out and, just be, like, extra flat, or, like, I think I said this on the podcast. I was fearing that they would put somebody like Dusty Rhodes or something out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least they didn't put people like that.
One that struggles to get over the rope when he's getting eliminated.
Right, exactly. Like, at least DDP is in shape enough because of yoga to get over the rope. At least Bubba Ray, he wrestled as recently as last year and is still in shape. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I got the fight, like, out of the whole entrance, the 5 most retarded entrants. Like, not, like, this is including everyone. This is just my view on it. Like, first, I had to say, R-Truth, I did not want him at the Rumble at all. I do not know how he's still on the main roster. He sang the whole song, as he always has to do.
I was so fucking pissed when he did that shit. Like, come on, dude.
Him? I think the Curtis Axel thing was absolutely stupid. They claimed that he was still in the match, but I guess it counts as him getting eliminated when Eric Rowan went over. I don't know. He just didn't show up again. Then you had the Boogeyman. I thought that was retarded. Like, I liked him at ECW, but he's... I swear that was...
They did that for Philadelphia. Because they were in Philadelphia. That was where ECW's home was.
I think next... Well, this was me. You'd obviously disagree. I did not like DDP coming in at all. I thought, out of all the legends that they could have brought, I don't know. I just didn't feel him coming in. And then finally I had Titus O'Neil because not only did he come in unexpectedly and do nothing, he botched his exit. He was meant to get clean clotheslined over, and he, like, fell. And they had to, like, flip him over again. So I think he was meant to break Santino's record, but he botched it, so he stayed in for longer. It was just, it was the most stupid thing I've ever seen. They were the top. That was my 5 worst entrances. Just absolutely terrible.
You know what?
Did you guys?
The way Mike felt about DDP, I felt about the Boogeyman. You know, it was nice to see him. You know,
The
because
ECW.
no, he was actually on SmackDown and everything before. That's when I first seen him, before they even brought the whole ECW thing back. And it was just nice to see him. You know, kind of like on the side, like, oh wow, he's still alive, kind of thing. Like,
it's a bit random. It's just completely random.
But what you were saying, Pete, my people out there was like, why are they here? My biggest one is Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
That is my biggest. Like, I feel so bad for him, and at the same time, I'm just like, you're stupid. Why are you even in this company? Like, if I were you, I'd have left a long time ago. This guy has to have one of the worst special moves when it comes to, like, it hurting. Like, I would never want to do a match with him where he's like, yeah, I'm going to get to do my special on you. Like, I would never work that match. Like, I would love to be like John Cena, like, I'm not doing a match with him. Like, I could choose my matches. I would never do a Zack Ryder match. You're not going to kick me in my face and turn my head. Like, you know, that must hurt, yo. And then to, like, he came in and you got the crowd going woo, 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 and all that, and then just got thrown out. Like, it wasn't shit. Like, that didn't hurt. Like, what? Oh, no. No.
Like I said before we went live, it was just Zack Ryder is the exact guy that I feel like he was either at the snack stand or he was walking outside of the arena, and then they were like, shit, we need one more person. Oh, he's here. Let's get him in. He came in.
Where does he live? He must live near. I really feel like he lives near Philadelphia.
I'm pretty sure he just lives wherever the WWE is, hoping they need someone one day. Just throw him in the ring.
Next guy I want to say I didn't care for. What's the dude name? Jack Swagger. This is another guy I feel bad for because
has anyone cared for him in a while?
I mean, I don't know, but I mean, this is a former world heavyweight champion. I think he had the WWE title as well, but it's also a guy who's went toe-to-toe with John Cena and put the hands on John Cena, and John Cena struggled and everything. This is not a guy who's been at the bottom and just stayed at the bottom, maybe came to the middle and then went back down. This dude was at the top, and with bottom all over again. And it was like, why does his character just flop like that? Like, it was crazy.
I think the thing with Jack Swagger is him on his own. He's terrible on the mic. He's the absolute worst. His character sucks. He's good in ring. He's actually not too bad in ring. But the last time anyone cared about Jack Swagger, and the truth is that I did not care about Jack Swagger when he was world heavyweight, when he was ECW champion. I cared about him more when he was going into the Elimination Chamber with Zeb Coulter talking behind him. Because having Zeb Coulter speak for him made him more relevant and made him more appealing to me and I guess anyone else that feels the same. Because Jack Swagger himself just can't talk.
Yeah, and I cared about him because he couldn't talk. Because he was the heel that it was easy to make fun of. Because when John Cena was making fun of him, talking about like the speech impediment thing, like, oh man, I can't wait. Like, you can't even talk. Like, it was hilarious. He was a great villain. He was easy to make fun of, but he was badass in the ring. So it's like, oh man, it's kind of formidable. So he kind of made a great heel. At least he could still be a heel. And with the whole Zack Culture thing, I totally agree. You know, this makes him a good kind of a half face or something. I don't know what you would call him, but other than that, man. It's just, but my point is, these people who have held the most important titles shouldn't be at the bottom. They should never be at the bottom.
You know what? This goes to part of what I've always said about how they push people a lot really fast, maybe sometimes before their time. Like, I don't think he was pushed before his time, but he was pushed really, really fast. And it was like, okay, now that we got new people, we're shuffling the deck. You're coming all the way down. And then I'm going to shuffle this person because I got to give them their little moment. They do that way too much now. in WWE where they'll push somebody, he gets like this huge push behind him, good run, and then once they take whatever titles off of him, they go nowhere. That's Jack Swagger in a nutshell. He was right there, and then they took it from him, and it's like now he's just cannot get above that mid-level ever again.
Yeah, on his own, he's a mid-card. Just from now until the end of his career, he is a mid-card on his own. I mean, even with Zeb Coulter now, I don't think he's going to go any higher than a mid-card. I think that's where he's set. As we said in the podcast, we've said this nearly every week, the fact that the two titles are together, the World Heavyweight and the WWE, it's basically destroyed the top half of the WWE because only so many people can get up there and go for those titles. And because none of the other titles mean anything, it's just a clusterfuck of just wrestlers everywhere that no one knows what to do with. But,
this kind of brings me back to my point of what they need to do is take John Cena, strip him of fucking everything, and start over, and just have him demolish this whole system that they got going. Like Mike said, it's like a shuffle, but I feel like what they're doing is taking the top 5 cards and top bottom cards and putting them aside, shuffling the deck, and then putting the top cards back on top and the bottom cards back on bottom. And it's not a complete shuffle because John Cena always been on top. Other people always been on bottom. R-Truth has never made it past tag team status.
I don't want to see him go anywhere.
I mean, and it's sad because when he wasn't in WWE, when he was like in other promotions, he actually held like some titles. You know?
Like R-Truth, like they made a joke of him and so on and so forth, and that's another guy. R-Truth, Jack Swagger, Zack Ryder, all of these guys I feel like are really stupid for staying in the business because you're not getting the push that you deserve and your character is basically meaningless. Like, your name holds no weight. A win over R-Truth doesn't mean anything. It's like, okay, you might as well pick some dude from the street and pin him.
In the crowd.
And his name has no weight to it. If R-Truth beat John Cena, it doesn't do anything for R-Truth because it's like, why the hell did R-Truth beat John Cena? That doesn't make sense. And now it's like, all of this is just everything with this whole list. Like, people, they said in that little commercial, the Royal Rumble is 30 of WWE's finest superstars. Why is Zack Ryder in there? Why is R-Truth in there? Why is Jack Swagger in there? Why are people who don't mean anything in there? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my problem with the Royal Rumble right now.
I just want to ask you guys, what were okay, so obviously we have to, when you talk the Royal Rumble in general, for the last few years, it has to be Kofi watch. Like, that's it, just to see what Kofi does.
That was like, oh my god, that's another thing. I was wondering, I wonder what he's going to do this year. And
it came out pretty well again.
They buried that, though. They so buried that.
It was nice. It was a nice little, okay, that's a nice distraction.
It got a smile out of me. At least it got a smile like midway.
Yeah.
It got that smile just because.
Okay.
Just because and then the crowd attack him, and then Adam Rose just goes out. I would have liked to see Adam Rose yell at his.
Yeah, Adam Rose. Why is he in the Royal Rumble? Why is this goofball in the Royal Rumble?
No,
they don't know what the hell they want to do with him, so they got to put him.
They might as well put the bunny in the Royal Rumble besides Adam Rose.
Actually, if
he'll get revealed at Mania,
Rumble, that would have been hot.
Yeah, that'd have been way hotter than Adam Rose, yo.
But I mean, it could be worse. They could have put Bo Dallas.
That's true.
Could have put Bo Dallas.
I was a bit disappointed not to see Adrian Neville.
Bo Dallas made
this was going to be when he appears.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying they thought they were going to put some NXT people, and honestly, again, this goes to another problem I have with WWE and how NXT is treated. If you want us to believe these people that you bring up for NXT are going to come up to WWE and matter, you got to promote that product and make people pay attention to those wrestlers. before you bring him up. I think that's another problem why you get Bo Dallas with the stupid Bo Leave gimmicks and Adam Rose with the party thing and all of that. It's because they don't get crowd recognition with these people so they can figure out what people like about them first. They just like, oh, okay, we think you're good. You come up. We're going to give you this gimmick because we think this is what's going to get you over or what will work. And then when it doesn't, they get buried, and it's like, you know, they go nowhere.
Yeah.
You know?
How do you guys feel overall about 1 and 2? Like the 1 and 2 being Miz and R-Truth? Because I thought myself, I thought it would. How good would it have been though? Like put R-Truth later in the match, but 1 the Miz, 2 Damian Sandow. Do you think that would have been a bit more interesting? That could have been a nice opening.
Yeah, it would have been more interesting.
That would have been a good way to, like, for sure seal the deal. Like, they're breaking up.
Right, exactly.
Like the Miz goes to eliminate Mizdow, and then Mizdow reverses it and throws him over the rope. That would have been insane.
Yeah. You know what? But even though that would have been cool, any number of spots they came in would have been fine for that. I want, for the Royal Rumble, I feel like the Royal Rumble is like this thing where it's like only you, if you overcome, it's because you were abundance of like cunning or power or endurance or something. Either number 1 or 30 should have won. Like whoever was first should have been like a fan favorite to win, and number 30 should have been like another fan favorite, and then been like, oh man, who's gonna win? And then 1 and 30 go against each other, and just whoever won. But I feel like I'm more impressed when the underdog is number 1, or like whoever's like the face and he's going through a struggle, just overcomes all 29 men.
Yeah,
it's
like
I'm going to
Stone
WrestleMania.
Cold when he won from number 1.
Can I say number 30 was disappointing? Like, not in the superstar that it was. Not in the superstar that it was. Like, I did not mind Dolph Ziggler being number 30. I had no problems with that. I just don't like what they did with him when he came in the ring. Like, he got his 2 eliminations, but that whole retarded 5-10 minute period where the Big Show and Kane were just like picking up people after they like did their finisher and just dropping them out of the ring. I don't know, that was just retarded. Even the crowd.
Yeah, like when he got hit with the knockout punch, I was just like, man.
Yeah, another cold piece of work. I like that hurt too. And he just landed face first, like it was all down. Like, oh, man, that's another person I would never want to fight. Like, I can't do the Big Show, dog. I can't take no giant fist to the face, man.
Nah. But talking eliminations this year, like overall eliminations, I think Wyatt led it with 7, which was pretty impressive. I thought what they did with Wyatt was cool. Just having him like.
I wanted Wyatt to win.
It would have been good for him to win. How he got eliminated? For him
not only that, he should have been in the last 4. The whole setup was just retarded for the last 4.
You know what?
I think for him to get in that long, for him to be in that long and get eliminated the way he did just pissed me off so much.
Yeah.
Do you know, one of the parts that pissed me off the most, though, was who didn't see Kane and Big Show turning on each other. Like, who was, out of Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, who was going to take out Kane and Big Show, unless miraculously they took them out one at a time or something. Kane and Big Show fighting each other and then leaning over the rope for Roman Reigns to just miraculously get up and just throw them over. And like, who didn't see that coming? Like, come on, we've seen this time and time again, yo. Like, we need to, like, it needs to stop. It just plain needs to stop.
It could have been done in such a better way. Like, okay, Big Show turning on Kane. Why didn't it? Would have been a lot more meaningful if Big Show turned on Kane and eliminated him while Kane was trying to get rid of Roman Reigns. Instead, Kane stayed in the ring, and then they were leaning on the ropes, which was retarded in the first place, and then Roman Reigns gets a double elimination. It would have been more meaningful.
Why? Because we got to make Roman Reigns look so powerful. And by the way, we kind of have like jumped over the big elephant in the room, and that's Daniel Bryan.
Oh,
I don't even want to talk
I would
about
just
that
say
he got dropped too quickly.
I'm gonna just say I'm glad he lost, just because this is a man who just came back from neck surgery. This man don't need to be going against Brock Lesnar.
Okay, and you know what? I can agree with that. Like, if he would have won, I would have been happy with it. Him losing, that was fine with me too. But you've done this whole build-up of bringing him back, and he's finally getting into the Royal Rumble, and he goes out in such a lackluster way. It wasn't even like a high dramatic thing. It was just he gets dumped, and he gets dumped in the middle of the match.
He came in at entrance number 10, and he was the 12th elimination. So he was not in for long at all, and his elimination.
He definitely wasn't in long at all.
It was a good person to I'm happy that Bray was the person that eliminated him. I think that was good. That was the only person in the ring at the time that could have eliminated him and made it make sense. Because if Rusev had done it, Rusev would have pissed me off completely.
Yeah.
But Daniel Bryan needed to stay in for longer. I don't know if it's because they don't want to have him in such a grueling match for too long. I don't know. Or if just the WWE want to take him on a different storyline while things... Because there's so many people going for so many different runs at the title. They got so many different views at it that getting Daniel Bryan there would just add it. I don't know. It's totally confusing, but he went out too quickly,
I think what they're going to do, though, is him and Bray again at the next pay-per-view.
Probably.
I think it's going to be him and Bray at the next pay-per-view.
It won't be a bad match, though. They have good matches.
No, it's not going to be a bad match.
We don't want to see it.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, you're going to do the same, again, going back to what I said earlier this year. So you're going to do the same shit you did last year again? Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to go on a limb here and say I feel like Bray's next opponent is going to be whoever that, because I feel like Bray's character is like the new Undertaker, right? He's this creepy guy who has like this creepy entrance and whatever, and he puts fear in people's hearts. And then the way Daniel Bryan came in looking with the long hair and a ponytail, I was like, yo, that's like Shawn Michaels. I feel like their feud has to be a good build-up. I feel like Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt is a WrestleMania match, and they have like little bumps along the way, and it would be like the Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels kind of thing again. But if they did it right now and it was just feuding or whatever, that feud wouldn't last and be tasteful. And if it went on into WrestleMania, starting from after Royal Rumble and then on, it needs to be done in a subtle, slow kind of cooked way, and then be like this great thing at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
so hopefully they don't
do that shit anymore. That's the problem. I so wish they did stuff like that. They don't build. And that was, again, going back to like the whole matches from this. That was the problem before the Royal Rumble and the Triple Threat. Even the Triple Threat, they didn't really build. It was just like they did the whole authorities back. Here you go, Seth. You're in the match. There was no real build. I wish they did build. I mean, I would love it if they build that, because I would be happy with that fuse. Again, if it just was something that happened over the last, the course of the next 2 months, and like WrestleMania was the high point, but they don't do that shit no more. It's like Vince forgot what made this shit cool to a lot of people. I don't know what's wrong.
We completely, as you said, we skipped over Bryan. We completely skipped over the fact that Kane broke the record. I think that was
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, but it was kind of lackluster how he did it too.
It's because it was Big Show and Kane eliminations.
Yeah, it wasn't like impressive. It wasn't like Kane is on a rampage. Kane is going crazy. Oh my God, Kane just broke the record. It was like, okay.
It's just like, oh yeah.
No, Big Show moved up to number 5 in most eliminations. I think he started the match at number 7, and he went up to 5. So he's making some leanway, I guess. The stupidest thing.
Like, oh my God.
Can we just discuss what happened to Curtis Axel? Like, really try and break down what actually happened.
That was hilarious. Oh my God, that was hilarious. That was the part of the match I was wondering, like, are they really doing this? Like,
Is he going to come in late?
Oh, once Daniel Bryan went out, it was done, and the crowd knew it too. And that's, again, this is why I love the Philly wrestling crowd, because they let WWE know. Once Daniel Bryan went out, that's when the whole "this is bullshit" started in the crowd. When they started cheering they would just cheer for random names. They would just like every time someone would come in, they would just like CM Punk. I was like, they just didn't care. It was like they didn't care, and I think a lot of us didn't care. Like once Daniel Bryan went out, I was like, I'm gonna be right, because there was no one in that ring that I felt they were gonna let win that. You know, if Dean Ambrose won, it would have shocked everybody. Kane and Big Show, there's no way in hell.
Nah, no chance.
You know what I mean? Rusev, no way in hell he was going to win either. The fact that they let Rusev last that long, I was surprised. But there was no way in hell he was going to reboot. Once Daniel Bryan went, that whole thing was done.
WWE themselves gave a lot away. Like at the start, it was Vince who tweeted out like family, and then it's just like The Rock and his
you
mom.
like see The Rock is like, oh god,
you're like, okay, you know that The Rock's not coming to help the Usos. Let's be real here. He's coming to help Roman Reigns. So I knew at the end it was either The Rock was going to be in the Royal Rumble himself as a surprise entrant, or he was going to come at the end because Roman Reigns was getting his ass kicked. And it was pretty, like, I gotta say, The Rock, no matter where he goes and no matter what crowd he's with, the crowd get electrified. That's the easiest way to put it, because I've hated The Rock. I actually do hate The Rock. I can't stand him, but he is good on the mic. Like, I was watching the Royal Rumble Fallout, and he was doing a backstage interview. It actually had me laughing, like, half the stuff he was saying. Like, he was like to the reporter, why are you smiling? I'll slap that smile off your ass and make you kiss. It's like, smack that smile off your mouth and make you kiss your ass. Just some of the stuff he says, like, on the spot is just classic. Roman Reigns.
When I seen the whole tweet about The Rock, I knew he was going to, like, be a part of something. Like, I felt like if he was going to be in a Royal Rumble, he was going to win, and that meant John Cena was going to win, and it was going to be a rematch for the title at WrestleMania and all this crap.
I thought it was once in a lifetime.
Right? It was supposed to be.
You mean the once in a lifetime that happened twice?
Not like three times.
We blinked and it happened again.
But when I seen that Big Show and Kane was just eliminating and like about to throw out Roman Reigns, whatever, I expected Rock to come out then, right? And then distract them, cause some uproar, eliminate one of them, and then Roman Reigns eliminated the other, and he being the winner, something like that. I would have rather that happen. You know, it would take someone of immense star power to save him, not they turn on each other and get thrown over. Like, that was done so many times. Like, it really pissed me off to see that. And as far as Kurt Axel goes, going back to what you said, Pete, I thought he was going to be the one to jump in the ring like, hey, I wasn't eliminated and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of knew that Rusev was, because when I saw what he did, I was like, that was smart of him as far as staying alive. I just didn't think that they were going to play it for that long. I thought he was going to come back in and eliminate somebody off the slide, but I didn't think they were going to let him lay out there for that long. And it should have been Curtis Axel.
When I wrote up the entrance, like, just so I have them in front of me, who came out, what number, and that. I took away Curtis Axel's name in his slot, and I just put Eric Rowan, because that's exactly what it felt like. It felt like Eric Rowan just stole his spot, and that's it. And the WWE just
yeah, but it's like, can you do that? Like, what? That made no sense. It's like,
yeah, exactly. What happened to Curtis?
You know,
he must have just stood up and walked back.
Yeah, and the problem too was Michael Cole and them played the whole fact that he can't do this. They were like, well, Eric Rowan's in the ring, but he's not officially here. So they put it out there like, yeah, he didn't take his spot because it's not his spot. So it was like, why did Curtis Axel not show up at any point?
And he was like, fuck this. I don't deserve this. I'm out.
Yeah, it was just like, come on. And again, that deflates the Royal Rumble too, because if you are in the Royal Rumble, you want to be in there because you're trying to get your shot. So it's like
the whole Wyatt family tussle. Like, what was that about? Like, that didn't even make sense. It's like, hey, I'm gonna punch you. Hey, no, I'm gonna punch you. Oh, this kind of fun.
Yeah, it
All right,
was
yeah.
just kind of like weird. I mean, it was good for Bray because Bray got to last out of it, I guess. But it really didn't do anything.
Make any sense? Okay.
I think this Rumble really did show how poor the WWE roster is right now. Like, overall, the superstars that came out, literally, only 5 mattered. Not even.
Yeah.
Who mattered? 29 Big Show. You knew he was going to do something. Roman Reigns.
Are we saying
Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt?
Or
as in relevant? Half the the superstars that came out, you had Miz, R-Truth, Curtis Axel, Boogeyman, Sin Cara, Zack Ryder, Fandango, Tyson Kidd, Stardust and Goldust, DDP. All these superstars that were coming out, they didn't matter at all. I don't know. It felt like they were real big. I think the triple threat ruined it in a way because it would have been cool to see Rollins in the Rumble as opposed to seeing him in that triple threat. I think he would have done better in the Rumble.
Yeah, because you kind of had 3 people who, at the end of the day, you knew would be at WrestleMania in some capacity, and that was pretty much half of the people that would be able to headline in WrestleMania. And then you had, I'm sure Ambrose will have a match, Bray Wyatt might have a match, Daniel Bryan.
Well, I think Rusev's guaranteed a match.
Yeah, because he has the U.S. title.
But
oh God, don't make me go down that path.
I just want to, before we finish up on the Royal Rumble, we're just going to quickly discuss the John Cena Rusev backstage thing because that is the way it's heading. John Cena's going to have a feud with Rusev.
And I told you that months ago. I told you that was what was going to happen. I said it just like I said Roman Reigns was going to get the push, even though he doesn't necessarily deserve it now because he's not ready. But that's what Vince wants, so Vince is going to get it. How do you keep John Cena relevant for WrestleMania? And I hope it's not a WrestleMania match. Honestly, I hope they just do this shit at Fastlane and get it over with. But the way you keep John Cena relevant and in the hero spot is that he takes down the big bad Russian that's been beating everybody. The guy that nobody can beat. Huh?
Didn't he beat John Cena already?
No, they've never fought. I mean, other than the Survival Series, I don't think they've ever, or tag team matches, they've never I don't think they've ever went one-on-one between each other.
Yeah, you did say it, and that's exactly how it's going to be. Rusev has never been pinned in the WWE, and at WrestleMania,
yeah. So who do you need to pin? The Russian who's got the U.S. title, who's dominated everybody.
Does this make Cena U.S. champion?
Yeah.
And what's Cena going to do with the U.S. championship? Who's going to contest him for it? This is going to be a disgusting title reign because they're going to have to... Knowing his luck, it'd be something stupid, he fights someone like Dolph Ziggler or something and he loses.
The only way...
I will say this, though. Hold on, before you say that, I'm going to say this. What you were saying, Modem, before, about knocking Cena down...
Yeah.
This would be one way to start the ball towards that. Is by having him think he's going to go in there and take out the guy that nobody could beat and be the hero again. And then somehow Rusev beats him and humiliates him. And that starts the struggle.
Good point. But Rusev ain't winning.
No, I feel like that would just be wrong. Because it would be putting Rusev on a pedestal of Brock Lesnar, and now it's we're running out of people who can potentially.
Well, see, I don't think that he's gonna when I say he's gonna beat John Cena and take him out. I don't think Rusev would ever beat a John Cena clean.
Yeah.
I think it would be one of those situations like you said. It was oh, that's wrong. They shouldn't have had that happen to him. That you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He can't beat John Cena. But just have him do some bullshit and beat him in a bullshit way, and then that leads to another match where John Cena gets beat in a bullshit way. He gets thrown in another bullshit match where he get cheated.
Yeah.
Adversity.
Yeah.
The adversity.
If Rusev wins at WrestleMania, against John Cena. That, like, can you imagine when Rusev actually does lose, his character's going to crash and burn. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't like this whole WWE thing. I've said this every time I talk about Rusev. I don't like when they put these big guys on a massive streak and they have no plan B. You're seeing it play out with Ryback. Ryback was big and dominant. Ended up, what is he now? He's a baby face, and they're trying to work him. Vladimir Kozlov, if any of you guys remember him, he was undefeated for a while, lost to Shawn Michaels, gone, just vanished into thin air. The gimmick doesn't work where these superstars just tear apart the WWE and just stick around, unless you're Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, unless you're Brock Lesnar, right?
Right.
But you see, Brock Lesnar isn't on a massive streak. Brock Lesnar has lost, but it's always depicted that it takes so much to beat him. So, if Rusev fights John Cena at WrestleMania and beats John Cena, that can be, the start. But if they do that so late, it's going to be too late to, make him rise and so on and so forth. It's going to be because Vince wants the new year, Vince wants WWE to have 2015 to be the greatest year for the WWE, and they need to start working and turning everything around right now. And Rusev beating John Cena doesn't do anything for John Cena or for Rusev. It just kind of makes him okay, he's on Brock Lesnar status. Now Brock Lesnar is the only one who can beat him. Well, Brock Lesnar's going to lose eventually, and now it's Rusev is going to be the new Brock Lesnar, and it's going to create even more problems. So that doesn't need to happen.
We get to the juicy stuff now, which is just what happened from now. As I said before, with Roman Reigns, we all know Roman Reigns has won the Royal Rumble, but he's saying he's already said that he's versing Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. What does this mean for the next pay-per-view, the Fastlane? Does it mean anything now, knowing that title's not even going to appear?
Pay-per-view has meaning. I mean, Fastlane has meaning, and the reason it has meaning, at least for me, is because I feel like this is Roman Reigns' one chance to convince us that he deserves this. They're going to have to build this guy up and get everybody on board with it, because if they don't do that by Fastlane, it's going to be just like the whole kind of like the situation last year, where they're going to have no choice and put the person who everybody wants in, like they did with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan wasn't going to get a title shot. They were going to give the title to fucking Batista. They brought Batista back to promote this movie. They were going to put him in that ring against Cena, and I guess have Cena beat him, and he walks off, on a high note, like that way. Daniel Bryan was not going to main event WrestleMania, but the crowd was so behind Daniel Bryan, they couldn't ignore it. They hated the idea of Batista winning that shit and going to WrestleMania. They hate it. And you know what? Right now, they hate the Roman Reigns thing. So they're going to have to figure out how Roman Reigns can win everybody over. Because if he don't, they're going to have to create some type of new dynamic with the match.
You want to know how they can do it?
Oh, I know a couple of ways they probably could do it, but go ahead.
All they got to do is take Rusev, right? Have Rusev and Roman Reigns had a fight yet?
No. I don't think so.
Okay, for argument's sake, let's say they haven't had a fight yet, right? We take Rusev, we have Rusev beat on everybody's favorite, Daniel Bryan. He beats the shit out of him. Roman Reigns comes in to save the day. Then they have their feud. Roman Reigns gets over on Rusev eventually. And then once he get over on him and people see him struggle and being kicked while he's down or whatever, then they're going to start to love him. And then it's going to be like, if he beat this monster, maybe he can beat this monster.
I don't think that's his problem. It's like who he could beat. It's not, I don't think he doesn't make an impression. His personality, his ring style, at least for me, doesn't impress. You know what I mean?
No,
Roman Reigns?
He has that look. he had that look, but when he opens his mouth, everything that you could like about him kind of falls apart. And then he because he talked, and it makes it worse because he usually gives like these like horrible speeches before his matches, and then he goes in and you start with that bad, you go in with that bad taste, and you start to notice things like that's how it is for me. He says something, I'm like, yo, dude, shut the fuck up. He goes into this match, and I'm just like pissed at what he said, and then I'm noticing this guy really doesn't know how to work in a ring, and it's like I'm already pissed because he's bad on the mic. Now I'm critiquing him in the ring and noticing the shit that he messes up, and I think that's what a lot of people are starting to notice about him. He's so bad on the mic that all his other flaws come to light.
You could have Daniel Bryan, like that whole Daniel Bryan Rusev thing, but then where does that leave Rusev going into the match against Cena if he had just got like obliterated by Roman Reigns? Doesn't put him in a strong standing going. That means Cena's probably going to win, more than likely. Or I guess it keeps his gimmick alive. He beats Cena and then it's like, oh, he's back.
Yeah, see, if we take credibility from Rusev by Roman Reigns beating him, and then Roman Reigns beating Brock Lesnar, we give Rusev credit again by beating the top guy, and then sending the top guy down the downward spiral, and that just relieves the problems of having a talent and then not doing anything with it. Because again, they got Sting, not doing anything with Sting. They got Bubba Ray now, not going to do anything with Bubba Ray. They got Brock Lesnar, not doing anything with Brock Lesnar.
But with Bubba Ray, will he stay? That's the question.
Yeah, I think they just put him in there just to put him in, like they did DDP. It's like he's going to go back to whatever he was doing.
Yeah, that's what I think.
But
with Sting, Sting's like, I'm not that annoyed that they're not doing much with Sting now, just because everyone knew when Sting was returning that he wasn't going to wrestle until...
I thought the all hype was about, like, he's about to just dismantle the Authority. He's about to do this. He's about to be the new face. He's the guy everybody wants to come back, and then it's just like...
No, what they're going to do with Sting is they're going to build his feud with Triple H, and it's going to culminate in WrestleMania.
And then that's what... I knew that Sting would be fighting at WrestleMania. A lot of people rumored originally that it was going to be him versus The Undertaker, but clearly The Undertaker's nowhere to be seen.
I thought it was him versus CM Punk.
CM Punk took the doors. No, but CM Punk, actually, there's no point talking about him now that he's in the UFC, though. We will talk about that when he actually fights.
Yeah, I want to see him fight.
This Royal Rumble, did any of the entrants from 1 to 30, have they ever won a Royal Rumble before, besides Roman Reigns now winning? I'm pretty sure, I'm looking at the list right now, and has Kane ever won the Royal Rumble? I don't think he has. Did he win No, he lost in 2001, didn't he? He got eliminated.
I don't think he's ever won one.
So literally no one. I don't think the Big Show's won one either. No. So no one on that, in the 30 superstars, has ever won a Royal Rumble.
Yeah. That's an interesting stat.
Yeah, and that's funny because it's usually somebody who has
won it.
What? Like, I know Bray Wyatt, he got 6 eliminations in a row. Is that the most in a row? Like,
I don't
straight one after the other?
I don't think that's the most.
Maybe Roman Reigns did it.
I think it was... I mean, Roman Reigns had 12, but I think Kane had like 7 or 8 in a row when he did his thing.
Yeah. But this Royal Rumble pay-per-view, what would you go... Okay, just trying to get it out of you guys. What would you rate the pay-per-view? Just out of 10. Like, overall.
Man.
I'm going to be nice, and I'm going to give it a 4. That's me being nice.
Oh,
because, huh? And it gets the 4 points comes from the triple threat. Like, 3 points from the triple threat, 1 for the nostalgia that I got from the Royal Rumble, and the fact that they let Bray Wyatt look good. But no, they killed themselves with how they paced the Royal Rumble. That's it. You know, and like I said, getting rid of Daniel Bryan, one of your biggest stars, in the middle like that totally killed your momentum. After that, I could care less about the Royal. Because the story was I already knew what the story was going to be. I already knew Big Show and Kane were going to be around till the end to give Roman Reigns two massive people to have to go against. Dean Ambrose was the only surprise. But he didn't really count because they pretty much dumped them as quick, as quick as they could. And
I think a 4, that's a solid 4. I think I'd give it. Yeah, it'd be around the same mark. I'd probably give it a 5, and that's like the triple threat had me interested. And there were bits in the Royal Rumble where, like you said, with Bray Wyatt doing his thing. I mean, the Kofi thing every year. It's just something small to look forward to.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me, the Ascension winning, I guess that kind of made me happy. Yeah, even though I knew it was going to happen 100%, it did make me happy. And the rest of the matches, Jesus Christ. Holy crap. The Usos and Mizdow and the Divas match and the Dark match and just WWE in general. Just stupid stuff going on. So I'd give it like a 5. And that, like you said, that's being generous.
I must be really generous. I feel like I give it like a light 6. Just because I like the Usos. The Royal Rumble had its nostalgia moments, just like Mike said, the Boogeyman for me, and then the Kofi thing. I was really enjoying Bray Wyatt. I wanted him to win. Then, the Road Dogs match, that was enjoyable at the very least. So, I give it like a light 6.
See, you could. It's like with my 5, I could take away 1 just for Curtis Axel not appearing, disappearing.
I mean, it's like, again, he's somebody who don't matter in the mix, but he
had a spot.
Don't do that to him. You know what I mean? Don't do that to him. That was lame. That was really
Perfect.
lame.
Mr. Perfect's son, isn't he?
Yeah, he has to be
that's what
over
he
his
gets.
grave.
He
He's
gets
like, this is what you doing to my boy? Really? This is what you do to him?
Man.
It's like he just...
I feel like he has the lamest intro, too. When he comes out and do that chest thing, I'm like, what is that for?
He does. I don't get it, too. Maybe his dad did it. I gotta look at some old video and see.
You know how you said Daniel Bryan is going to go after Bray Wyatt for eliminating him? What about Luke Harper and Eric Rowan?
I mean, that feud.
Do you reckon they leave that?
Anyway, because they started that. Well, they started on SmackDown when he caught him, so that's... yeah.
And you
got to think about Randy coming back.
I don't know when he's going to do it, but I got 2 potential, obviously you got The Miz and Mizdow about to break up, and Goldust and Stardust about to break up.
I don't see.
Would you care about Goldust?
Yeah, I don't see Goldust and Stardust breaking up anytime soon.
Apparently they're going to do it just before Mania, just so they can verse there, because Goldust is going to retire. And I said this last week that I heard that.
Yeah.
It's like...
It'll be sad if they do, because, again, tag teams don't have nobody.
No, look at what they did to Cody Rhodes. In that promo for the Royal Rumble, when I heard Cody Rhodes talk, I was like, what have they done?
Yeah, that was cringing. That's when I cringed. Like, everything else, there's some bad parts, there's some horrible parts. But what made me cringe was Cody Rhodes talking. I was like, whoa, what did they do? How in the hell does that even seem appealing? Like, I feel so bad for him because
they put him as a clown. He's a fucking clown now. That's sad.
And this is a guy who, can wrestle, can do some stuff.
Remember what you were saying? He was the last, IC champ that had a run that actually mattered?
Man.
Yeah, he did. He was the
and
last
now
one
look
that
at him.
mattered to me.
And now look at him.
And then the whole bowing and everything he was doing in the ring was just like,
Cody Rhodes has so much talent, and WWE just choose to waste him.
He's more cringy-worthy than fucking Fandango, and I hate Fandango.
Yeah.
But Fandango, the good thing about Fandango, though, I gotta say, is like it's always good seeing a character get real, like a WWE superstar get really into a character. Like Fandango's really invested in his. You got Bray Wyatt, he's invested in his. It just makes their character a bit more. Though with Fandango, the thing with him is that again, it's the whole mid card's destroyed because titles don't mean anything.
Yeah.
And Bray Wyatt, not Bray Wyatt, Bad News Barrett's holding a title just for the sake of holding it. I mean,
until they figure out somebody else they want to push.
He showed us how much the Intercontinental Championship was worth in the WWE at the moment. When he went to the ring, when he came out, he just threw it on the ground. At least Rusev had his girl to hand it to. That Intercontinental hasn't been taken seriously in a while.
There's just what they need to do with these titles is basically strip everybody of these titles and make people compelling dialogue to be like, this is why I wanted this. I wanted this my whole life. I'm gonna fight you for it. I'm gonna do this and whatever, and have people go through obstacles and get it and stuff like that. Like the titles not meaning anything is part of the reason why the mid card is messed up. Why John Cena is the only guy they look to when things are dropping ratings and stuff like that. Why John Cena is always in the mix of everything, and this unified title and everything. It's just so crazy. Like the WWE's in shambles right now. Brock Lesnar not showing up, Sting not showing up. I mean, not so much not showing up, but not being used, and them overusing people, them underusing people. This is a bad mix of everything, and nothing is going to get better until they start solving these problems.
Well, now it's just the wait till Raw tomorrow, and we'll see what comes of that. But I think we've just about covered every possible topic in the Royal Rumble, including ones that we just kind of built our own instead of just the main stuff. But overall, Royal Rumble,
it was shit. It was really, it was shit.
I don't want to say it though. I don't want to say it.
I'm gonna say it. It was a shitty pay-per-view. It was very disappointing for what, again, like I said before, one of the top 3 pay-per-views in WWE. Everybody waits for Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. And the first and one of the biggest ended up being probably the worst pay-per-view I've seen in a while. And that's saying something, because they've had some really bad pay-per-views in the last couple of years. So this was poorly executed. They could have did something to start the year off really good, and they fucked it up.
Like you said, we got Raw to look forward to for tomorrow, and we'll see how that goes. We'll have the podcast going again, loaded up for Raw.
Have fun with that. I know y'all gonna be going in on that.
Oh man, they're gonna fucking. Oh.
It's horrible. It's just horrible.
Yeah, it is. It is. But all right, let's wrap this up. I think I've talked about it enough and pissed myself off enough for the evening. I'm gonna get some sleep and try not to think about this nightmare of a fucking pay-per-view. Flying Moto, thank you for coming through. Appreciate you coming.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
Go ahead and say your goodbyes to the people.
All right, people. Thanks for having me once again. I really enjoyed myself and talking about it. And I'll probably see y'all next pay-per-view, hopefully.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. Fastlane. God damn. Bullshit. Pete, say your goodbyes.
Is Pete here? I don't see him.
Oh, he must have got kicked. Well, I will say goodbye for Pete.
There you go.
You came just the second time to say your goodbyes.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Just completely disconnected. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Little exit video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Tomorrow.
Appreciate everybody who showed up to the chat. Sorry that I didn't have it set up. I completely botched that whole thing. Next time, when we do a pay-per-view, we're gonna do it live again, and I swear this time I have it fixed so I could follow the chat and all of that and make it a little more easier. for you guys to interact with us. But appreciate you coming through and watching. We will see you for the Raw review, which is probably going to piss me off even more. So you'll get to see me be even more upset because I know they're going to do some really dumb shit. I really see them doing some really fucking dumb shit. God damn it. But anyway, we're out of here. Appreciate everybody coming through and see you next time. We're out of here. Peace.
All right. Most stuff.